Bring it back. I'm still on the table. I lost a big pot before. Trying to win back the money. In this episode, I don't know yet what I want to talk about, but I will pick it up as the situation occurs, I think. Probably gonna talk about folding, because I haven't done that yet. Because folding is quite important, as you've seen in the last pot. I just recalculated it. I made a bad call there. I mean, a little bit bad, like 5 to 8% bad. I will have the correct odds in the final video of the last episode. So if you're interested in that, just look it up. There will be the correct odds for the decision I made. And I think it was a bad decision because I had to have 3.3 times $45, which is like 140. And it was just 130 in the pot. So, yeah. I will calculate that very precisely with the calculator later and edit it into that video. But I mean, it's not like you're going to lose a lot. There was an open-ender and a flush draw against two guys that just have two pair with almost no outs to make a full house. I think there was no card where I made my hand and they made a full house. So I'm not going to lose any outs. I just lost the one king of heart there. I need to bet this. I need to bet this again. Okay. So yeah, I mean, could have been lucky and made that hand and had 137 more, 130 more. But, I mean, who cares? You're gonna win some of these and lose some of these. In the end, it will be 50-50. I'm gonna fold the king 6. Gonna fold the jack 6. So about folding, when do you want to fold? You want to fold if your hand is worse than your opponent's and the odds you're getting are worse than a plus EV size. So for example, you want to fold if you have like just one out and he bets 50% of the pot and there are no implied odds. Then you want to fold. And with implied odds, you had to have a lot of money behind to make it a valuable call with just one out. So you basically want to fold all these hands. And yeah, you want to fold when it costs you a lot of money, of course. So if you're beat pre-flop and it costs you a lot of money to see the flop, I would definitely recommend a fold. Unless you have sick implied odds with him having a lot of money, you having a lot of money, and if you hit your hand, you think you're gonna get paid. Then yeah, he's gonna raise. Just gonna call. And the ace jack of diamonds, he raises me in the big blind and I can't catch anything. Just the worst flop of all times. But I'm not gonna fold that easily. I don't think he has better hand than ace jack. He might have hit a 9 or something now. Because he's checking and not continuing with his... Oh wow, his queens. That was cheap then. Thank God I didn't hit a jack. I did not put him on queens. And thank God I didn't re-raise pre-flop. Because I had a good hand. Heads up, blind versus blind. Ace jack suited is a decent hand. And I would have never folded to one single raise from the big blind there. It was either a raise or call. Not running too good today. Well, we ran good the last 3 sessions, so we have kind of a puffer there. We have a net to fall into. But we lost. I think we lost 60 or 70. Didn't look it up because I basically don't care. You're gonna lose and win some. But it will be stated here. What we still have one in our account, so not getting good hands as well. And if I get them, then I'm beat. So that's pretty unlucky. So I have to play the 3-4, even though I don't like it. But he's making it a good call now. Maybe, yeah, he's gonna, yeah, no, he's gonna, what? He folded for 75 cents into 525. Not hitting anything. I want his money. I deserve it. I had such a great hand. It's a 6-7 of hearts. Come on. Who would fold that? No, I'm just kidding. But I still want his money. And his. Having a pair of 8s, 6-handed. It's pretty good. So when do I want to fold this? Like if he raises and then he re-raises, then I want to fold my pair of 8s. Other than that, I don't think anyone can make me fold it. Put him on a pair of 6s or 7s, maybe ace-5 or ace-3. I don't really think he has a jack. Yeah, I'm folding. Maybe he had ace-queen or something. Yeah, calling 50 cents. Who cares? Oh, he's too easy. He is too easy. Folding easily on the flop. Raise to 150. Hopefully he doesn't have queens again. Nope. King, queen. Pretty nice hand on the button. Not gonna fold this to a single re-raise. And no one does. Nine, 10, good for a raise. Don't want him to call, of course. I think I can take this down unless somebody has a queen. Let's just see. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, that's a pretty decent card. Now I have a double gutter to the nuts twice. Both cards will make me the nuts, and that's not one of them. And I put him on a flush draw, so I will continue to bet. And he's thinking, that's bad. That's bad news. Maybe he has queen jack or something. King queen. Oh, come on. Why do they have to have a hand all the time and I can't hit anything? That's sick. Now he's raising. And I haven't reboard. Oh my gosh. This is so freaking bad. Still have to call ace deuce deuce. Oh, 3 clubs out there. I love this game. This was so obvious. You raised me. Yeah, I'm gonna fold this. Come on, give me a full bankroll. What is going on? I hate this game. And more chips. Oh my gosh, I have to set this up. Against two guys flopping bottom pair. Well, maybe if no one has a high heart or no ace. Yeah, can take this down. Fours again. And we're just losing. How is that even possible? Can't hit any decent flop. I have the 4 of diamonds, however. So I can at least try to bluff them out. Maybe I even have the best hand at the moment. I doubt that, but it could be possible. Yeah, and I'm taking it down. But I have to win a big pot to come back even. I lost another 30 bucks there. With a 70 before, I'm down 100 for the day. That's pretty bad. That's a nice hand on the button. So here I just want to fold in case of a re-raise, if I have to be afraid of him re-raising again. And now I can finish the action. If he doesn't re-raise right now, then I have to fold anyway. A call would be nice. If he's re-raising, I have to fold, obviously, because yeah, now I have to call 4 into 13 with that hand. I'm hitting top pair. I won't re-raise, certainly. Don't think my hand is good a lot of the times, but yeah, I have to try to take it down here. Can have a king, ace, or queen roll off on the turn. He's folding, that's good. Now I have a pretty decent hand. He could have 7-9, but that's very unlikely. He could have a set of 8s. How much do I want to bet? I want to bet 1850, just half of my money. So you might think I'm bluffing, I'm calling queens. That's nice. I want a big pot. Finally winning a hand. But how he played it is beyond bad, really. He should have raised him to get me out at least, and then maybe roll against his ace king for all the money, letting me in there, and then not re-raising the flop as well, letting me hit 2 pair. I mean, I would have folded probably on the flop. I was pretty sure that some of the, I was more like he had a big pair than him, but if I get re-raised with a jack 10 on a 10 high flop, I'm almost never good, so I have to fold it. There's no backdoor outs, no outs on the turn. Except the 10 or a jack. I have to fold it. But he just let me get there, and then he had to pay the price, so I mean, I'm okay with him calling pre-flop to get more money in the pot maybe, but on the flop he should at least raise me there, because he doesn't know where I am, he doesn't know what I have, and I mean, with the worst card for him, the jack coming off, or the second worst, maybe the 10 would have been worse, or an ace, but the jack is at least one of the stupid cards for him. He put all his money in. That's not what I would recommend for a winning play there. He could have called again and maybe folded the river if I bet again. But as I told you earlier, it's not a very good idea to change your decision on the river if a blank deuce comes up. So I would have liked him to fold the turn, maybe, but it's hard with the overpair and the gut shot as well. He had a lot of outs against my hand. I got to see how many outs he had. He had all the 3s, all the 8s, and queens and 9s. So it's 6, 10, 12 outs. Yeah, 12 outs on the turn. So it's still 24%. It's hard to fold, even with that much money in the pot. I mean, he could have less outs with me having a nut straight or something, but certainly I didn't play it like that. So he had to think either I had a set, 2 pair, or he had me beat. I think that was his thinking there, and that's why he called. And that's not the worst thing to call there with 2 queens, or to shove all in on the turn. I just don't like that he just called the pre-flop and on the flop. That's where he made his mistake. 1 call is fine, but 2 calls against 2 players, I don't know. That's crying for disaster, I think. So now I just need to win another 70 bucks and we are even. Oh man. But I mean, it's not too hard to do so. I could also lose again. Yeah, just having 200 big blinds, not a lot. Not for online poker at least. You can go up and down so fast. I mean, like you've seen earlier with the 6-7 of hearts, I almost had no decision there, just to call and hope for the best. And I mean, if you run bad and lose these situations, then you will lose a lot of money fast. But that's what makes poker exciting, doesn't it? Ace-7 in the big blind, not the worst hand to have there. Dark Saga from Crease. What an old school nickname. Yeah, I'm gonna call him. That's a pretty nice flop for my hand. Gonna call that. Now I have an open and a straight draw. I'm gonna check. I think I have the best hand. Gonna call another bet. Let's check it down. A6. Oh man. Not running too good there. A6-7 would have been a nice flop. But checking it down was the right decision there. He would have called with the A6 with no action on the turn. Don't think he would have folded. Maybe I could have bluffed him out on the turn if I bet the turn, or on the river if I bet the turn. But it wasn't too big a pot, so I just went checking it down, which is fine, I think. I'm tired. This table is so boring. I'm the only one creating action. At least it feels like that. No one's gonna play. Feels like I've said that 20 times in the last 2 episodes. Yeah, I'm gonna give you action. I don't know, feels like folding. It's 425 with 855. would fold. Was a bad call anyway. Just wanted to play. Did he check now? Wow, he raises and checks and then folds immediately. What kind of stupid play is that? Did he think we both would fold immediately when he raises? I can't imagine one hand I would fold that I would re-raise there. Not one single hand. I mean, he has to call his ace-jack and ace-king. Obviously, he has a gut shot to the nuts and 2 overcards. Any pair he has to call, because he could easily have no pair and bluff. So what is he raising with and then folding immediately? Don't get that. Fold was not an option there with this range. Let's see. I won the second biggest pot. Lost the biggest. And I'm always in. This is so boring. Boring. Let's just raise him. Oh, no one even raises. Come on, re-raise. I'm not gonna fold. With you being the guy that just raised and folded immediately. Oh, come on. I don't even know if I want to catch a good hand on this table. I'm not gonna get any action in. Just need crap all the time and bluff them out. It feels way better than having like aces and winning $3. Let's raise him. I'm just bored. And I have position. I mean, the hand is pretty bad, but who cares about hands on this table? I put him on ace queen. To be honest, I think he doesn't have a jack. He doesn't have an overpair. Maybe eights, nines, something like that. I really don't think he has anything. Ah. Jack 9 under the gun, I like that. Because they're not gonna put me on Jack 9 when I'm raising under the gun. And I can have lots of multiple straight draws. Yeah, pretty much anything. And they're gonna put me on aces or kings if I shove it all in. And they are folding anyway, so why bother? Ace Jack suited in the big blind. He's gonna raise. Dark Saga of Greece. I definitely call this. See what he does. 225. Let's just fold. It's so cheap. I mean, I could have been still ahead there with the Ace Jack high, but I have no outs except my overcards and don't really like to float there and then have to make another decision on the turn and on the river with just Ace Jack high. I could easily be beat by ace queen, and if an ace comes, I'm losing a lot more money than I should have. And out of position, I like to fold there most of the times. You could re-raise, of course, but if he calls, what are you going to do then? Then you're playing a big pot out of position with ace jack high. Good luck to you if you want to raise that. I would have re-raised if I had a read on him that he's weak or something, but I didn't feel like it. It felt more like he had an overpair or something decent at least. Flush draw, straight draw, something like that. I mean, re-raising to bluff is always an option. It's never really wrong, because you can't absolutely say what the guy holds. You might have nothing, and then you can re-raise and bluff him out. I just call this. But in this situation, I didn't feel like it. That's nice, making the nuts on the turn. Now he's checking. Why do they always know when I make the nuts? Why is he checking? Oh no, I have to bet a lot less. I have to make it 1350. Because I hold the nuts, and if he has an overpair, he's drawing that. I really want him to call this. I knew he was weak. I knew it before the flop, that's why I called with a 7 high. But why do I have to make the nuts? I could have bluffed him out with just any card on the turn. Except the cards that hit him. So freaking bad. You could argue for check there. Oh no, I'm hitting the deck. Could argue for check there, and yeah, I just want to call. Ha! He's checking as well. How is that even possible? This table is too weak, I think. They're betting once and then they're folding like 90% of the times. What are they thinking I'm gonna do now? What are they thinking? I'm gonna call on the flop all the time and then try to bluff on the turn, and it will work 90% of the times. This is basically retarded poker, if you ask me. You have to continue some of your bluffs. Not all of them, of course. If you think the guy won't fold, then just stop bluffing him. But if a guy calls you on the flop all the time, then just keep bluffing. I mean, what is he gonna hold? The nuts all the time, or what? I would really try to keep bluffing him out. Flop 2 pair again. What's going on? Oh, I have to re-raise if he bets. Because he could definitely have an overpair there. Maybe a flush or something. Oh, he's thinking way too long. Please don't check and let the 6 of hearts come. Ah, thank God. Let's make it 8. Yeah, 8 is a nice amount. Fold again. Oh, they're never gonna have anything, do they? I was thinking about raising there, but hitting top pair again. With all the big hands I had, I should have been up 200 right now. But I'm still down a little bit, I think. Yeah, I have to raise this as well. Can't let the guy behind me call and then let the club come off on the turn. It's not the best card for me. That's a pretty good card, unless he has an overpair. 10. I put him on jacks when he called there. But I don't really think I can fold this. He could easily have a 10 as well. Yeah, split. That's nice. But I didn't think I would win this. I was basically calling for a chop. Maybe if he had a flush and tried to lure me in on the turn. And then try to bluff on the river. But, I mean, it was pretty obvious that he had a 10 or better. But I got 2-to-1 odds on the call, so figured a 10 was more likely than an overpair there. Or an 8. If you bet like 30, I would have thought about it. And maybe folded, I think. Because then the odds were getting too bad. 30 into 20. I think that's the bet I would make with jacks or higher there. Because the other guy had to call with 10. With 10s full. Or 8s full of 10s, sorry. So I was pretty lucky the last hand, or the last couple of hands. I chopped with a 7 kicker against the queen kicker, top pair. And I flopped 2 pair like 3 times. Had a straight with the gut shot. That's pretty good, but I can't capitalize on it. Wow, that's a pretty nice flop. I have a gut shot and a flush draw. I'm gonna raise this. Instantly folding to everything I'm doing. Now I'm getting kings on the button. What do I want with them? Everybody's folding. Just keep them and don't even bother giving them to me. At least one raise. I will at least get 150. That's a pretty decent flop. Let's bet 550 and fold. Oh, it was so obvious. But I rather take the fold than him having an ace-4 there or something like that. That's fine. Just give me the $5 and it's okay. Oh, I think the last 10 hands I hit something on the flop. He's betting 1. 274. And now I have my straight. Let's bet a little bit more. He's instantly falling again. What the frick? And kings again. That's a nice session. Let's raise this up. I'm a maniac right now. I'm raising every pot, playing every hand. They should re-raise me with like ace-5 now. It's pretty insane what's going on right here in this table. He should re-raise. The hand doesn't even matter. He should re-raise. There's no way I would call or fold his hand right now. Thank you very much. He raised himself all in and I'm gonna raise him. And he's calling queens. There's an ace again, wow. But, yeah, no queen, thank God. I could have not taken this, and he's just getting very unlucky there, because I would have done exactly the same with this hand against my range there. Because I raised every hand, played every pot. And that was just really unlucky for him to get queens against kings. I mean, it's unlucky all the time, but against my style of play, it's even worse. It's like it happens against the... yeah, you can't do anything there. You have to play your queens against Dur. Because he's playing every hand, raising, bluffing. You're ahead like 90% of the times, and just when it happens, you're gonna lose a lot of money. And that's why I adapted to his style of play, playing more hands and then getting paid for my big hands. I think it's a very winning style, and yeah. So it's not my style, it's his style more or less. I played way more tight earlier. I played way tighter, I mean. Can't even value bet this. Let's bet 50 cents. Yeah, of course he's gonna call with a 4. Oh, I just didn't want to call anything there. Making it cheap. So yeah, that's where he's winning a lot of money. Just he knows when to bluff and when to call and when to fold. And then if he gets a big hand, while he was playing all his hands, you never know. This guy doesn't have any tell, at least that I have seen. He's always looking the same, like a mix of Spock and Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, like one guy said on YouTube. And it's right, he's always looking the same. You can figure him out. So it's really tough to play against him. I wouldn't want to do that for money, at least. Not for big money. I would like to play him for, like, I don't know, as little as possible, or like in a tournament where it doesn't matter if I finish first or second. That would be lovely, but to play against him with a big chunk of cash, I don't know. If I had like 55 million behind, okay. But other than that, I just think he's too dangerous. And I would call him very often. You just have to call him often because he's bluffing so often and so great. Like, I saw him bluffing on Poker After Dark against Eli Lesra. He had the 10-4 of clubs, raised it to 4,500, or re-raised to 4,500, and Lesra had 2 9s and raised it to 19-8 or something, and the guy called. So Tom Duran calls 10-4 of clubs, the re-raise to 19-8. And then he hit a flush draw on the flop with 2 queens and a 3. Lesra, of course, kept betting, like less than 50% of the pot, and Tom called, which is, I think, standard to call 50% bet with a flush draw there. And then Eli bet again, a little bit more than 50%, I think. And Tom put a lot of thought into it, and then he called. And this was weird because there was another 3, and so it was 2 pair in the board. And you wouldn't normally call with a flush draw. He didn't even have the right odds to call there with no pairs on the board. So he just called to bluff him out on the river, because it's basically saying, I have a queen, I'm gonna call you, and I hope you bluff again. So Eli checked the river, and he bet like 72, which was like 50% of the pot, a little bit more than 50%. And Eli folded his 2 9s, which everybody should do right there, because it's so likely he has a 3 or a queen in the spot, calling there on the turn and calling on the flop and calling pre-flop and everything. So yeah, 2 9s are never good in the spot, and that's the point. He made that call on the turn because he knew the guy had to think he had the queen, and that's why he called, not because of the flush draw. I think he didn't even want to make his flush. He just wanted to bluff this guy out on the river, because he put him on no 3 and no queen and just any pair. And yeah, that's pretty awesome play. And who doesn't understand that this is the most awesome play? You just don't understand poker, because that's it. You have to think about how you play and how it looks to your opponent, how you can capitalize the most, how you can get them out of the hands, into the hands if you want them. You basically have to play your opponents and not really play your cards too much, because this guy is playing every hand and still winning a bunch of money. I mean, he's getting lucky a lot. He had set over set in this show, winning a 500,000 pot against Patrick Antonio. So he's pretty lucky. That's to be said too. If he were like unlucky for like 2 or 3 years, I think he would go broke so easily with his style of play. But if you're a little bit lucky and you play like him, you're gonna win a lot of money very fast. So, yeah, I think he's playing pretty great, at least most of the times. And he has great reads, great poker mind. I think I have the best hand here, but I don't think anyone is calling me with the worst hand, so I'm just gonna check and... Okay, he has king queen. He played it very, very cautious and safe, which is fine for me. I lost the minimum there. So, where was I? Calling, of course, on the button. Yeah, I think this guy is really, really talented, and this is a really, really nice flop for my hand, and I will bet too. Just betting a little bit over half the pot, because if he re-raises, I still can call there, if he makes a normal re-raise in that spot. don't want to bet pot size and have him raise $16 or something, because that would basically mean I have to go all in. I think Tom the Juan is almost as good as what was his name? The guy that won the main event twice and died because of drugs. There was a movie about him. You know who I mean. I just can't figure out the name right now. Fold this. I can just Google him, I think. I'll put his name into the video. You will see his name right now and his face. I want to erase this. That's a pretty nice flop. Not bet too much. Betting 550. It's folding, which is nice. No doubt about that, because that was a flop he could easily hit with a queen 10, queen jack or something. And then it would be 50-50, so I'm not saying I wanted him in the hand. Would have been nice if he raised with nothing and I shoved there. I would have almost shoved, like, always, because I have the overcard and the king high flush draw against button raiser. Folding, yeah. But I didn't want to play against him. He's a big stack, and if he puts his money on that kind of flop, I'm thinking that he has a better hand than mine. I would have liked to call by the raise. I don't know. Tough decisions, tough decisions. Yeah, nice. Shouldn't raise all the hands. 8-4 is a little bit too bad to stand the call or to stand the raise, I have to say. Probowicz was pretty quiet the last 40 minutes. And there he is. He strikes again. Now I have a really nice hand. I'm gonna bet this and he's gonna fold as always. Thank you. Fold this. I was pretty lucky this session. I had 2 pair like 5 times on the flop. Made it straights, made flushes I think. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I had lots of good hands. And kings versus queens, which was sick for him. Because I was playing all the hands and re-raising very often. So yeah, Tom the Juan I think is the best cash game player at the moment. I think he's better than Ivy a little bit. I'm not too sure about that, but in no limit hold'em cash game, I think he's a little bit better. Just a very, very small amount. Not really significant. So do you see that I always call with a top pair and a medium kicker? I'm never re-raising. Not even with that draw heavy flop. And yeah, I think I'm beat here. I really think I'm beat. If he bets again, I really have to think about it. Don't think I can beat a lot. Yeah. Nice flop. Flopping top pair, top kicker, and the nut flush draw is pretty nice. I think I would have bet his hand again, because I'm not checking anything better there. Most of the times. But as Tom said, you can never be too careful. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're gonna get called very often by worse hands there. Like I said, I would have probably folded my hand. But a king 10 or something like that would probably call queen 10, jack 10. Maybe even 2 9s would have called, putting him on a flush draw. Because there were no higher cards than the 10 on the river. I think he's gonna call me now. Yeah, I was right. That's too bad. Let's check it. Yeah, he had queen. I knew that if he calls me, then I beat. I can't bluff him out. He has to have top pair or something. Makes no sense to bluff again if he decides to call the flop. I had the ace of hearts and a pair, so I'm gonna call this. Let's check it. Another 7. 20. Maybe flush draw. I don't really know, but I don't even want to think about that. It's just a 4. It's not the guy that bluffed very often, so I'm not thinking about calling 20 in a, what was it, $8 pot or something. Jack 9 and very good implied odds with him having 85 bucks. That's not a really decent flop. Could call once. Maybe a 10 of hearts rolls off or something, 7 of hearts. Let's just see. No, I at least have a gut shot. He could check probably with the queen coming. I doubt that he will, but he does. I have to try to bluff. I mean, I have no idea what he has. Could have anything. I have to try to bluff it. Him with Jack high, and it works. He probably had something like Ace Jack also, Ace King, Ace 10. Don't really think he would have folded a pocket pair there. Just calling because I'm on the button. And because he's the guy he is. I easily take it away from him. Now Dark Saga is thinking about something. And folds. Yeah, now my bluffs don't work anymore. He has seen my cards and now he knows that I'm bluffing all the time. So I have to change my strategy against him. Rather make value bets than bluffers right now. Few raises I'm calling. Just because of the implied odds. I get is like 100. 160 big blinds, sorry. Not a great flop. Not a great turn either. Gonna give that up if he bets. There's a 4. Don't really know. Maybe he has a pair of 8s or something. It's weird that he didn't bet anything there. Just folded. Could have 8-9 or something crazy like that. But it's more likely that he hit some sort of Jack or 10. Or maybe even straight with the King Queen there. I'm getting a coffee, because I'm getting tired again. Cold coffee. Blah. Thanks for the walk with the 6 deuce. Wanna take that? I'm gonna play that, even though Jack 5 is not really a good hand. But there's nothing going on, so. Hit a 5. I'm always gonna assume a pair on the flop is good. Heads up, so I'm never folding, almost never folding. If I make a pair against one guy. But now with the 10 rolling off, I really don't like my hand anymore. Yeah. He could have like Queen Jack or Ace Queen, Ace Jack, but I think the good hands are more likely in this case. Or the hands that beat Jack 5 at least. Let's try to steal the blinds here. Doesn't work. Making a pair is pretty good with this kind of flop. I like Queen 3 against a random hand. But he's thinking a lot and for a long time. I mean, not with this hand, with all the hands he's playing. He's thinking a lot. He must be multi-tabling, or he's distracted by something else. Let's check how much money we have. Okay, we can't. Let's not check how much money we have. Let's just win another $200 blast pot. Come on. Yeah, better raise than fold. Oh, come on, that's so boring. 5-8-3. Oh, I want some action with some good hands, at least. Oh, this table is tight. Mediocre flop for my hand. Bottom straight draw. No spades. Yeah, so obvious that he has a spade. Not gonna call one single dime. I mean, I can't beat anything right now. Just the worst 2 cards that it could have come. Yeah, maybe the King Queen of Spades would have been worse, but anything else is better for my hand. That's re-raising, just because I'm bored. I want to win a bigger pot than just $3. He's gonna call anyways, and I can't hit shit, but I can bet and try to take it down. Now I have an open-ended straight draw. I will continue to bet this in case I hit it. I want all this money. And I hit it. Wow, that is pretty lucky. Now I'm pushing. Hopefully he has, he has king, queen or king, jack. Yeah, That's what I saw, but I had to think about the ace coming off. I was pretty lucky. I wouldn't have bet so on the river if there wasn't a really scary card. It was pretty obvious that he called. It was pretty obvious that he wanted to call the river as well when calling the turn there. Nice thing, nice thing. Just pushing his confidence a little bit. I'm not into making the guys go crazy if they lose. I think you can win money without being a dick at the table. Like some guys try to get them out of their comfort zone and arguing with them how bad they are if they lose or something. I don't like that. Just behave nice and fair at the tables, and people will thank you with playing more, even though they lose money, because they like playing on a nice table and not on getting screamed at and being made fun of or something like that. I mean, he is unlucky versus me, though. I can tell him that and make him feel better, and he will maybe play a little bit longer and not just stop. Even though I don't think he's a bad player or anything. So I don't really want him on the table. But I still think it's bad etiquette to rub salt in the guy's wounds if he loses a hand or something. I wouldn't want that to happen to me, so why would I do it to someone? I think this whole poker thing can be a very nice and fair game, and if you lose money, then just take it. And if you win money, then take it as well. And don't argue or scream or, I don't know, just stupid in my mind. I'm not saying that I haven't gone crazy losing a lot of money against bad players. It tends to frustrate you a lot, and you tend to say some things that you wouldn't want to have said, maybe. But I've never really insulted someone at the tables, I think. And I wouldn't want to do that. And if someone likes to play bad and wins against you, you want him to keep playing like that and don't want to tell him that he's playing bad. I mean, they won't listen to you anyways, but still, if you heard it often enough, you might think about it. So just let him play bad, and it's not about this guy, obviously. He's playing pretty decent, he's just getting unlucky. He could have won a lot of money against me right now, when he wouldn't have had the queens against kings. Maybe the other way around, and if I hadn't had that ace if I hadn't hit that ace on the river there. So, yeah, sit out next big blind. It's last orbit I'm playing. And that's a sick flop for my hand. That's open-ended and flush drawy. But I have no worries to take it down right now. Of course, someone could have the 7-8 or something. Yeah, it's $3 more, better than losing another $100 pot. Gonna raise the last hand of the night. And I have no idea how much money we are up right now. I think we're up for the day. I'm pretty sure of that. But I don't know how much. Maybe 50 to 70 something. And we check the last pot as well. And yeah, that's it for the day. Thank you and goodbye.